Hi everyone, welcome to the next lecture in the series How to Become a Web Developer or a Coder. I hope you guys had a good time and guys did some exercises and revision and studied some material on your own to get a hang of how all of this works. So today we are gonna go over some basic JavaScript concepts. We are gonna learn about variables, basic variable operations, logging to console. So console is very important in JavaScript because we use it for a lot of things to see errors, exceptions, to do exception handling or to do debugging, and then prompts. We will talk about prompts as well, and then we are going to talk about conditions. Uh, so let's start with the lecture without any delay. So there are multiple kind of variables: int, string, boolean, var. So JavaScript has both strongly typed variables. Strongly typed variables are the one where you have to declare the variable type. For example, int is a strongly typed variable. Var is a loosely typed variable, and these are the variables in which you don't have any specific data type, and you can store anything inside the variable. So for example, if you want to store string or you want to store int or anything, you just use var and it will store everything for you. So you can say a variable my string is equal to my string, and then you can use the same variable my string is equal to 20 to store an integer. So that's how variable works in JavaScript. So var is very handy when it comes to scripting languages because you can store anything inside var, even arrays and stuff like that is also you are also able to store inside var. So variable names, before we forget, so each variable has to have a name. So for example, we declare a variable with var. Var is a keyword which we cannot use for any other purposes but to declare a variable. And then after var we can use my string, or we can use any name that we like. I could have said that my string or mine string or mine string 123. Variable cannot name cannot start with a number or cannot just have numbers inside it. So you need to have a variable uh, which has alphanumeric name, plus it also needs to start with either uh, an alphabet, or you can start it with underscores or any special characters like this. And you can say variable mine string 123. So that's how variables are declared. Before we move on to next, which is very basic variable operations. So you can do basic variable operations with variables, which is really simple. You can concatenate two or more strings. So string concatenation is very easy. So I say mine string 123 and 124. I say my string and your string, and I store it in another variable which is uh, combined string, which is gonna be underscore mine string 123 plus underscore mine string 124, and I can put uh, a space in between these two. So this is a simple string concatenation. And if I have 20 in here, so I can say okay, I can take it from here, I can put it here, and I say 1 to 5 and say it variable. I can actually concatenate the integer to a string as well. So you can concatenate string to string or string to integer, and that can be in any order. So this should this should suffice your needs, all the concatenation needs inside JavaScript. The other operations are integer operations. For example, if you have two integers, I see 20, I say variable underscore mine string 126, which is equal to 10, and I say variable sum string, which is equal to underscore mine string plus underscore main string 126 and 125, and it will result in 30, 125 and 126. And I say okay, we can just sum it and put it here, and we do all this, and I'll show you that this actually did the concatenation and addition. So here it does the addition and here it does the concatenation, and we can write combined string. And after this, if you will look into the page, if I reload the page, so my string sorry my string, your string, and it displays it now. So we have a semicolon right here which shouldn't be here, so just remove it. And if we reload the page, my string, your string 30. So you see, uh, first it summed it up and then it concatenated it to the string, and then we did an alert to show that it works. um, so Boolean operations are true or false operations. So you can declare a variable right here, variable my name, variable is this my name is equal to true. And similarly I can say no, it's false. And if I just concatenate here, you can actually concatenate the boolean as well in here. For this we use underscore. Underscore is just an example, you can use any other stuff as well. Is this my name? And you will see when we reload the page, my string, your string 30 underscore true. So that's how boolean works. um, so these are the basic variable operations that we can perform. Logging to console. So console is very important in JavaScript debugging. So it's right here. So if you go to Chrome, hit F12, you can see the console. Or you go right here and hit and open the developer tools, you can see the console. So in console you can perform a lot of operations from the files as well in console itself. So let's say if I'm doing all of this, I say okay, instead of doing an alert, let's do an alert and then log it to console. Console.log is the function that we call combined string, and we remove the alert or we comment it out. Now reload the page. Here it is, my string, your string, and we can perform a lot of operations here. So let's say I say variable uh, temp1 is equal to 20, 10, and variable temp2 is equal to 20, and I say temp1 plus temp2. There you go, it's a 30. So I can actually perform a lot of operations inside the console. They don't affect my page unless I particularly go into my page and make some modifications. It won't affect my page, but it is really handy when it comes to debugging. So for example, I have put a function link inside this button, and as you see, there is no function in this file, but there is a function which is being called over here. And if I click on it, I will see an error inside my console. There you go. So button click is not defined because there is no button clicked inside my file. So we also use console to debug our JavaScript files and find errors. Second thing that we can do inside console is actually inspect the HTML. So there's very little HTML over here, but let's go to one of the older exercises that we did. For example, Bootstrap. This page, if you remember, we made it in Bootstrap. If I hit F12, I will see console down here, and then you can see that I can inspect each and every element in here. I inspect it, and here's all the CSS for that element. And then if I click computed, I will just see the computed or the CSS which is being applied on that element. So this is really handy when you are doing HTML, CSS, and JavaScripting. So try to learn this tool on your own and do a lot of operations in it. Practice will give you more ideas of how to use console. So uh, prompts are one part of JavaScript where users interact with our pages. So for example, there is alert, as we have used alert before, and you can see that we have alert combined string. Second is prompt, and prompt is used to get user input. For example, I say variable my name is equal to prompt, and I say what is your name, and when I get that name I just log it to console.log my name. So if I reload the page, you will see a prompt right here. What is your name? I say my name is Farjad Habib. I hit OK, and inside console if I go, you will see Farjad Habib is right here. So that's how prompts work. Prompts actually ask questions. You can take input from the user from the prompt. For example, if I get first prompt, I can ask another question from the user as well. So I can say prompt variable job. What is your job? And I log job, whatever user puts, I log it back to the console. So I say what is your name? My name is Farjad. What is your job? I am a developer, and you will see that it logs it down here. Let's see. uh, so variable name has to be the same, that's why we got the error. So let's reload the page. So I say Farjad, and I say developer, and there you go, it's down there, developer. So that's how prompt work. And one of the last uh, prompts that we will discuss is confirm. Confirm is OK or cancel button that we show. uh, so we can say uh, and we get input from the user. So uh, is true, we say is true. Is your name Farjad? And we, whatever the output is or whatever the user input is, we log it here. So if we do that, is your name Farjad? OK or cancel? Cancel. Null. So that's how it usually works. Instead of prompt, we are gonna use our confirm button that we said, and confirm will display the options for us. CONFI confirm. And if we go back, we reload it. Is your name Farjad? OK. And if I reload again, is your name Farjad? Cancel. False. You can see false is logged here. If I hit OK, true is logged here. So that's how this confirm button works, to confirm the user input. Conditions. So condition is something which is true. So we use if else, and if else if for conditions. So for example, I can say if is true, which means if this is true, then say alert, hooray, I found you. So if I reload the page, if I say okay, hooray, I found you, because that is true. But if it's not true, alert, nothing for you here. So if I reload the page, if I say cancel, it says false, nothing for you here. So similarly, we can do this to perform some operations with prompt as well. Um, so if and else, you already saw that we did condition with if and else. We can do if else if, which is gonna be, let's say, prompt, and we say uh, name your favorite TV show. If show name, if show name. Now here is the tricky part. We don't use equal to here. We use double equal to or triple equal to here. I usually use double equal to, but you can use triple equal to as well. So I say if show name is equal to gold. Hooray! I found your TV show. Else if it's else if, now we are using if else if condition. Else if show name double equal to silver, it is a fine show. And if it's any other thing, it's gonna say alert, I don't know that show. So you will see how it works now. So let's see. um, I reload it. Show name gold. Hooray, I found TV show. If I do silver, it is a fine show. If I do anything else, which is maybe um, bronze, I don't know that show. So that's how the conditions work, and that's how you go through the conditions. Uh, Next lecture, we are going to discuss some more basic JavaScript, and I hope you have learned some basic stuff in this lecture. So just go out, practice it, use console, and perform all the operations. If you have any questions, you can email me anytime, and you can go to my GitHub repositories. You can comment on my videos if you want. If you have any questions, and I'll try to respond in a couple of hours. If you send me an email, I usually respond within 24 hours. So if you want to learn more, I'm gonna post another lecture soon. So just subscribe to my channel, and just be aware that next lecture is gonna be coming soon, and it's gonna be on JavaScript, some other basic concepts of JavaScripts that we will cover in the next lecture. Thank you very much for listening to the lecture.